Hi, welcome to another flute review where we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. Today we are looking at a flute from High Spirits Flutes. They're out of Patagonia, Arizona, and this is from their signature flute series. All of the details will be down in the description box below. This flute, I believe, was called their Nature's Art series. It's made from Madrone and Walnut. Has walnut for the base of the block there, and the center portion, or the sound making mechanism, I guess I would say, on the flute body itself. All of their signature flutes have a 1-inch bore diameter. This one is in the key of A, and each time they introduce a different version of one of their signature flutes, they only offer it for a limit of 100 flutes in any given key, which usually they make them in A, G, and F sharp. Occasionally you'll see one in E, but not very often. I've only seen them, I think, once. This has turquoise cabochons on either side of the block, and kind of a unique styled block on here. Dropped nest. The flue is in the bottom of the block. The true sound hole measures 3/8 of an inch wide and just slightly over 1/4 inch long. 3/8 inch breath hole with their traditionally shaped mouthpiece, kind of blunt across the face, slightly rectangular, and it tapers down here. Finger holes are fairly large, being a 1-inch bore on a smaller flute. They are a little bit large in size, easily covered by most people. And when I first got this, it has a very, very slight bit of figuring, and I'm hoping the pictures might show it just a little bit better. Little slight bit of figuring in the madrone, but they had advertised this as being a madrone burl. And this isn't what I would call a madrone burl. And they said, well, you know, every piece of wood is unique. If they would have just called it madrone and walnut, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. But they weren't going to exchange it for me. I can understand that. And here is how it sounds without effect, just dry. High Spirits Flutes. Signature Series, Nature's Art, Key of A, Madrone and Walnut Flute. These are, as all Wood Sounds flutes are, made from a solid piece of wood. It isn't split and routed, it is bored. With the Signature Series, they bore all the way through to about here. And then they glue in a wall in this location. The wall, the glue joint is not a problem. But that's how they create a larger, and what some people refer to as a real slow air chamber. They're standard flutes. The breath hole diameter is drilled in and stops all the way up to here. So in this area here, it isn't enlarged as it is in the Signature flutes. Some people can claim that they can really hear a difference. I can hear a difference because of the 1-inch bore. I can't really tell much of a difference here because they do use a fairly large breath hole size in all of their flutes. And it is opened up right underneath the block to also give a little bit more space for that air to slow down. That's why it's called a slow air chamber. So now let's hear it with a little bit of reverb. I love the way High Spirits flutes play and sound in the Signature Series and in their Standard Series. I'm not a big fan of the ones that have kind of a different mouthpiece and the block is glued on. I just don't like those as much as their older standard flutes. So I hope they go back to doing some of the standard design. I understand the other ones are easier to make, less costly. And anyway, I hope they go back to making this design even in the standard type series with a little bit smaller bore, different way that they construct the sound making mechanism. But these are my favorite designs from High Spirits, and I do love the way this design plays, whether it's Signature Series or they're from their Standard Series. High Spirits flutes, originally created and designed by Odell Borg, Patagonia, Arizona, I was able to visit them in the factory. Some people claim that these are cookie cutter flutes and that they are not a handmade flute. These are as handmade as some other major flute makers' flutes. Because most people use machinery in making flutes. They use lathes, they use some form of a drilling type deal if they're using solid bore construction. They machine down the nest if they're using a lowered or a dropped style nest. They route in the flue wherever they put that flue. They use machinery usually to do that. Drills to do the finger holes quite often, sometimes burning them in and as a final tuning stage. But I was there. I was able to see them in the way that they complete their flutes, and there's a lot of handwork done on high spirits flutes. They're just as handmade as many of the other makers. I love them. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe. Click the little bell right down over there so that you can be notified the next time I post a video, whether it be a flute review, could be taking a first look at a flute that I just get, could be using these wonderful instruments in my music videos, could be solo or with other instruments. Native American style flute is very easy to learn how to start to play, and I do have tutorials on those. Beginning flute lessons and going beyond the basics. I'll include a link to those at the end of this video. Thanks again for watching. Hope you liked the video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. You take care.